Thank you for joining us now. I am Franco Malape. Now, Nigeria's inflation rate rose to 21.47% in November from 21.09% recorded in October, representing the 10th consecutive monthly increase since the start of the year. This is according to the latest inflation report by the National Bureau of Statistics. A closer look at the report shows that Nigeria's inflation rate has now risen to its highest level since September 2005, when the rate stood at 24.32%. According to the NBS, the increase in the year-on-year inflation rate can be attributed to increase in cost of importation due to the persistent currency depreciation and general increase in the cost of production. Food inflation rose to 24.13% in November from 23.72% recorded in the previous month. The rise in food inflation was caused by increases in prices of bread and cereals, oil and fat, potatoes, yam and other tubers, food products, fish, according to NBS. Core inflation stood at 18.24% in November on a year-on-year basis. This is a 48.52 basis point increase when compared to 17.76% recorded in October 2022. And away from there now, commercial banks in major cities in Nigeria have started dispensing newly redesigned Naira notes to over-the-counter customers. The governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, had October 26, 2022, said the Apex Bank will issue redesigned 200, 500 and 1,000 Naira notes effective December 15, 2022, while the new and existing currencies will remain legal tender and circulate together until January 31st, 2023. President Muhammadu Buhari subsequently unveiled the newly redesigned or designed notes on Wednesday, November 23, 2022. However, the People's Democratic Party and some eminent Nigerians, including Governor Godwin Obaseki of Edo State, has reported the Naira redesign as having no basis in economics. Amid a stiff opposition, the Apex Bank ordered deposit money banks and other financial institutions to ensure that weekly over-the-counter cash withdrawals by individuals and corporate entities do not exceed 100,000 Naira and 500,000 Naira respectively. The Apex Bank said the regulatory directives take effect nationwide from January 9, 2023. Earlier on iBrandTV Business Breakfast, Are Oladendi Ario harped on the impact on the informal sector.
These days, for the informal sector, the people I call primitive economy, majority of who much still needs to be done to drag them into the banking system, the financial system. They will rather not even get in at all. Imagine going to Kara where they sell cows. A unit of cow may go for as high as 500,000 naira, and then you are buying, you want to say you are transferring money to them, or you are paying with periods. How do they repurchase, new stock? How do they restock? When those people will sell it to them too, they will not be waiting to take things from you. So that area will be massively affected, and that will negate all the efforts that were being put in to spread, banking and make it more inclusive. Which of course the introduction of a POS has also been very, very helpful. Most people now go to open accounts at POS points, but in this case, okay, what we're just trying to protect now, imagine the volume of billions that got wasted, that got rotten, right? That was huge loss to the CBN and to us as a nation.
Right.
So that will not happen now, the way we are going. We will have forestalled that, because you now do more of transaction online or using the e-platforms. Not only that, every transaction can be tracked. Unlike before, if it was like this, it would have been difficult for somebody to embezzle 97 billion naira. You understand? Why? Because monitoring is going to be online now, be 24/7/365 now. So that way, we'll be dealing with corruption in a way. And of course, the kidnappers in the forest who wants to grab somebody and ask for 100 million naira, when they know that the max anybody can get in a week is 100,000 naira. It will take years, okay? And I'm sure they're not ready to do all of that.
And now the Federal Executive Council has approved the Finance Bill 2022 designed to support the implementation of the 2023 budget. Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning Zainab Ahmed briefed State House correspondent after the FEC meeting presided over by Vice President Yemi Osinbajo on Wednesday at the Presidential Villa in Abuja. Ahmed said the head of civil service of the Federation also presented a memo on group life insurance cover for the period 2022 to 2023. The minister said it had been observed that the whistleblower policy response had lost momentum. She said that engagement in the 6 geopolitical zones indicated that people were concerned about their safety as a result of providing information. Ahmed said the second memo presented to the council was a request for approval of the council for the Finance Bill 2022. Away from there now, the federal government has ordered the opening of the second Niger Bridge for use starting from midnight Thursday, which is today. The Minister of Works, Mr. Babatunde Fashola, stated this on Wednesday while inaugurating the bridge for use for 1 month during the Yuletide. Fashola, who took a walk around the bridge during the inspection, advised road users plying the bridge to drive safely and responsibly in order to defeat the purpose of its construction. The minister pointed out that President Muhammadu Buhari completed the bridge to save lives and alleviate poverty occasioned by the waste of man-hours resulting from gridlock on the old First Niger Bridge. Speaking on the need for motorists to obey the speed limit rule, the minister added that the maximum speed limit on Nigerian roads is 100 km per hour. He advises road users to drive safely and responsibly while using the road, especially during the Christmas and New Year seasons. And now, the queues for premium motor spirits, popularly called petrol, may continue in many states despite the 17 kobo slash in the ex-depot price of the commodity, oil marketers stated on Wednesday. Members of the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria said the supply of PMS by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited was still low, as many states outside Lagos and Abuja were not getting enough products. They told reporters that though the queues for petrol were currently abating in major cities like Abuja and Lagos, most independent marketers in other states were still lacking product to dispense. Reacting to these, the Secretary Ipman Abuja Suleja Mohammed Shuaibu said NNPC should ensure that tank farm owners complied with the new ex-depot price regime so that every filling station will dispense the product at between 175 naira to 180 naira per litre. The National Public Relations Officer, Ipman Chief Okadike Chinedu, also noted that the availability of products was the major issue that should be tackled at the moment. And now Nigeria lost its 619.7 million barrels of crude valued at $46.16 billion or about 16.25 trillion naira in about 12 years from 2009 to 2020. The Nigeria Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative has revealed. It disclosed this in a statement issued by its head Communications and Advocacy, Obiaguli Oniora, on Thursday night. A breakdown of the losses showed that in 2009, when Nieti commenced reporting crude oil theft, Nigeria lost 69.49 million barrels valued at $4.31 billion. Between 2017 and 2020, the Nieti report indicated losses of 36.46 million barrels. That's about 1.99 billion naira. In 2017, 53.28 million barrels, which amounted to around $3.8 billion in 2018, and 42.28 million barrels. And in 2019, 53.56 million barrels in 2020. The combined value of these losses was 619.7 million barrels, amounting to $46.16 billion over a 12-year period. Nieti lamented that it was regrettable that at the time Nigeria's economy was largely dependent on oil revenues, some Nigerians will choose to collude with foreign nationals to steal and sabotage the main sources of revenue for the Federation.